Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Stampin' Chat Live. I'm Gina from Gina K Designs, and we'd like to welcome everyone from all around the world. We're so excited to have you here, and tonight we're going to be playing with the new card kit. I thought tonight it might be fun to do something with the flower stamp set in the kit. I know a lot of you have seen me use it now with the Poly-Glaze foiling sheets, but I thought I would use it just as a stamp set tonight so that you can see how to use all 3 layers of those flowers together. And then maybe we'll add a little sparkle and shine at the end. But before we get started, he's back at the dead space. Let's say hello to Tom. Hey, Tom.
Hey, all you crafter burners.
How are you?
Doing great.
You sound like you still have a little bit of a cold.
Yeah, I'm still working through
Still
things,
nursing it a little bit.
It's coming and going, and Hey, special thanks to Sammy for keeping the dead space alive in my absence. Great job for Sammy.
Yeah,
Yay.
She did a great job. It was great to see her over there, and she was chiming in too. But I know they were so happy to have Sammy, and they're so thrilled to have you back, because now the dead space will be a little bit more lively because there'll be some music coming from over there.
Who knows?
I offered Sammy a ukulele, but she said no.
We'll work on that.
Yeah. Well, it's great to see you.
Okay, enjoy.
All right. So tonight, if you haven't seen the brand new kit, let me grab my box here and let me see if I can find the index sheet, because my kit is a mess. I have been using it like crazy. I don't even have the index sheet anymore. I don't know where that went. But the stamp set that that's because I taped it to the front of the box. Here it is. So I just taped my index sheet onto the box, and everything's coming out of the box. But this is the Lovely Notes card kit, and this is what I'm going to be using tonight. And I'm going to use this stamp set. Here it is, a little bit bigger. This is called Fresh Florals. And then I thought I would bring this into the action again. This is the heart, the Floral Heart die plate that's in the kit. And then I have the dies for the flowers, and we'll see what we can come up with. I'm pretty excited about it. I think you guys are going to have some fun tonight too. So let's get started right away with the stamp set. Oh, and did I show you guys this? Tom, we got to go to the front shot. I have to show them. So I posted this on Instagram and on Facebook, but if you're not on Instagram or Facebook, you may not have seen it. I cleaned up part of my craft room, and I got all my white and black scraps together, like pieces of cardstock that I never used. And I posted, spray me with a water bottle if I ever cut a full sheet of white or black again for a die cut word. Look at my scraps. These are my scraps. Isn't that crazy? I have so many. I have a few ivory ones in here too, but these are all my black and white scraps. Now I thought, this is a little tub that I got at IKEA, and they're super convenient. And I thought, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have this sitting out all the time. And I'm never going to cut a full sheet of cardstock except for a card base before I look in here to see if I have the right size piece. So everybody do this. Have your scraps sitting out in a little tub, and I promise you'll use them more. That was ridiculous. That's like, 10 packs of regular cardstock in there. And it's just because I'm lazy. If I don't see it right in front of me, I grab a sheet and I cut it, and I know we're all the same. So hopefully we won't be doing that anymore. All right, so I'm going to grab a scrap of cardstock here. And then I'm going to start with, make sure this is not Artist Choice, because I know some of them got mixed together. Not that there's anything wrong with Artist Choice, but I'm going to be stamping on the Gina K Designs Layering Weight White tonight. All right, so there's a lot of ways that you can do this. Tonight we'll use the Misty, and I think, a little thread from my clothing, I think I'm going to go with some bright colors tonight. These are kind of a modern day rose, so I thought it would be fun to use some brighter colors. So let me grab a couple here. I think Coral Reef would be a good color. And then I'll mix that with, how about either Red Hot or Red Velvet? One of these two reds for my second layer. And then for the darkest layer, I will use some Faded Brick. I think these are good good colors for roses. And the coral reef is light enough that it's still a red, but you know, when you're doing the 2 steps, it gives you a nice color base. So when you're stamping these 3 flowers, you're going to stamp the solid one in the lightest color. And then you're going to go with the second one with the medium color, which will either be my red hot or my red velvet. And then this part that comes in our Poly-Glaze sheets, you can also just stamp the design instead. This one will be my darkest color. So just remember, the more solid the design, the lighter the color, and then you work your way dark. And then with our greenery here, we have 2 steps. So I'm going to use my favorite combination for greenery, which is jelly bean and fresh asparagus. And then the only other thing I will need is a black ink pad if I'm going to do a greeting like that, but I might actually do a Poly-Glaze greeting. We'll see. Okay, so we're going to start with the first layer of 2 of the flowers. So we're going to go with this flower and this flower. They're the only 2 flowers in the set. And we're going to stamp them each a couple times just in case we want some more floral designs. So I'm just going to put these right here. I'm just so excited to be using a scrap. I know, Tom, you probably have no idea why that's so exciting for a crafter to be using up scraps, but it really it is because we just collect them like crazy. All right, so I'll start with this, and I'm going to start with the coral reef. And with these deeper, darker tones, sometimes I like to stamp my images more than once. That's why I'm using my Misty, but you don't have to. All right. But these are kind of big, bold images. So I'm just starting with my Misty. See, I want to stamp that a second time.
So Christine is wondering, will there be more ink trios coming out at some point?
There will be later this year. We've got more on the horizon. So yes, we love the ink trios. I know this. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to also flip it and stamp it again, just so that I have more than one to work with in case I want to do a little bouquet or something. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do yet, but that's no surprise to you guys, right?
Is that white or ivory cardstock?
This is white cardstock. This is the Gina K Designs Layering Weight White. Okay. More here. I think that's good because we've got more layers to put on. Now, what I'm going to do next is my darkest color. Let me get my tidy towel so I can clean this. Here she is, the new and improved tidy towel. There's a little ASMR for you. If you don't know what ASMR is, I always forget. Not everybody knows what that is. ASMR is, it's kind of like these videos that people make where you just hear all the sounds of what they're doing. They're not really saying anything. They're just making sound. Some people like that. I like it occasionally. It depends on the sound. Okay, so now I'm going to do this layer next. That's this one here. And the reason I want to do that is because I want to see where this goes so that I can lay the next image inside of it. I guess you could do it in either direction. I'll do this one like this, and then we'll do the other one the opposite way, and we'll see which one is easier. Okay. So now I'm going to use Faded Brick, which is my darkest color. Welcome, everyone. It's great to see all of you here this evening. Now, I haven't used this stamp yet because I was using it just with the Poly-Glaze. So much Poly-Glaze. I saw somebody say that they got their Poly-Glaze sheets and they Poly-Glazed, they foiled all 90 sheets of it that they got, and everyone turned out perfect. That's pretty exciting. Okay, so there I added that little layer there. I'm going to do another one. Okay.
So Debbie wants to know, can you use the Poly-Glaze sheets after you stamp your image onto the cardstock?
Well, the Poly-Glaze sheets are pre-printed, so you'd be stamping on the Poly-Glaze. If you mean, can you foil after? Yes, you can if you want to. That's totally fine.
You don't want to stamp. You don't want to stamp on the.
You can stamp on the Poly-Glaze. You just have to rub it off because it should resist it a little bit. I recommend foiling first all the time just because you really don't want anything to stand between the foil and the Poly-Glaze. But some people have told me that they've done it. I think one of our design team members tried it that way and it worked okay for her. So, all right, so this is going to go right onto there. Now, this might be too dark of a color. I'm going to try red velvet with this and see how this works, but this might be too dark of a color that I started with. I'm just going to go right in with the stamp just to see. I kind of think it's too dark. Oh, no, that looks pretty good. Can you see that?
Yes.
Does that look okay? I'm not crazy about this combination this time. I think we got to go lighter. I think it would be more fun to go lighter. So why don't we do that? Hey, I've got lots of scraps. It's not a big deal, but I think I want to go lighter with the original color. Like, I think I might want to do something like maybe Dusty Rose and make it more, it might be kind of pink. All right, maybe an orange. What do you guys think of that? Like tomato soup, maybe? Tomato soup. Let's try one tomato soup. Let's see how it looks. I'm really in the mood for a red series, but I don't want that base layer to be that dark. So we'll try tomato soup. If that's too dark, maybe I shouldn't stamp it twice. Maybe I should just go with the more faded out color. What do you think? I don't know. I'll try it this way. So we've got tomato soup, and then we're going to do, oh my goodness, where did I put the other stamp? I took it off and I don't know where I put it. Oh, put it in the wrong spot. And then we'll try the faded brick on here. I'm going to test some colors first, and then we'll do our final pick. Move that over a little bit. The thing that's nice about this stamp set is you don't have to worry about any of your other layers going to the edge. So it's not as imperative that you line them up perfectly. That's one thing that I love about this stamp set. Oh, I think that's cuter. I think that looks cuter. Okay. And then we'll add this third layer of red hot or red velvet. Let's do red velvet. We'll see how that looks. I'm just stamping this one. They're pretty easy to line up too. I'm sorry if my head gets in the way here, but I do have to look straight down on it to see where I'm going. There we go. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, I kind of like this combination better. You can see it more. Don't you guys agree? Much better, yeah. Still too dark for you, Linda? Well, we could try one more combo. Should I go with the Dusty Rose just to see? It doesn't matter. At least, hey, all together we're figuring out some good color combinations. I don't even know how this goes. If you ever like lose the top and the bottom, just line it back up onto your stamp sheet and then you'll know which way is up. Okay. We'll try one more color. And then if this looks good, then we'll go with it. I feel like maybe the Dusty Rose is the ticket. Dusty Rose is actually, ooh. Oh, you know what? I like Dusty Rose, but I'm thinking Carnation. I always forget about the Carnations. I've got this big stack of these ink pads right here. And I wonder if the medium Carnation or even this dark Carnation. Should I try the 3 Carnations? See, you guys, I'm always going to go back to these layering ones. I can't help myself. Let's try it. Did I do that on the other? I don't know if I did. Maybe. Let's try this one. Okay, everybody's glad. They want the layering ones. Yeah, that's pretty. That is a pretty color. I like that. Oh, Mary, tell your husband I said hi. Well, I guess I could tell him. Hi, Mary's husband. How are you? He's asking intelligent, useful questions. Well, he's a keeper. Yeah, I like that. I like those intelligent, useful questions. Okay, I think this is going to be the one. The Carnation and Spruce Inks are your go-to? Okay. Yeah, I hear you. The Carnations, also the Orchids. Like if you want really vibrant, the Orchids would probably be really good with this too. Alrighty. This is going to be the dark Carnation. And then we'll finish it up with the medium. And if this is right, we'll stamp a few more and then we'll move on. Oh, that's so cute. That is really cute. All right, and I have the medium over here. And we'll get that right in there. Where does it go? There it goes. Okay, that's very cute. I do like that color combination. Do you guys like that? It's just bright. Remember the one I did on release party night is this card? And I was thinking that I used the Carnations in my brain, but I didn't use the Carnations. I used like Innocent Pink and maybe Dusty Rose on there. So this is much more vibrant. All right, we'll do the whole thing. I'm going to get another, I'm going through the scraps here. I'll cut those other parts off. Okay, I'm going to use this again. We're going to start this over. And we're going to, did I put that in the right spot? I believe I did. Now we'll do a couple of these and then we'll move on to the greenery. I already know I love the greenery, so that's not going to be a problem. The greenery is going to work. Yeah, well, I'm applying it that way because I'm actually doing the third layer second. I can do the second layer next if you want, but I really like doing the third layer on this particular stamp set second, because then I can see how to tuck that second layer in around it a little bit better. Ooh, I almost picked up dark Carnation. Let me give it one more layer here. There we go. That is such a beautiful color. It's almost like a salmon, isn't it? I love that. Just a really interesting color, and it's a good color for ink blending and other flowers, even if you don't use the three of them together. Such a pretty color.
Well, you're really throwing some ink tonight.
I am. Oh, it's nice to have you back there, Tom.
Oh, yes. Good to be in the dead space.
Yes. You guys like the lighter one better? Okay, good. I'm glad to see that. Glad to see those comments coming through. I like how, you know, you stamp this and then you wait a couple minutes and then it looks like airbrush again. Love that. Now we'll do the second layers of this. The third layer. We're going to do the third layer, the skinny layer with the darkest color. So we'll lay those in. This is just me going out of order because I find it easier if I can see where that is, then it's easier to stamp the other one. And here is the top of this one. So cute. This one's brand new, so it's doing that thing where it sticks to your finger. I think that'll look good right there. Okay. Now, this is our darkest layer, so I'm going to use the dark Carnation. And you can always do it twice. And these come in cubes too. So if you're just in the mood to try a, you know, a little combination like this, and you're not sure if you want to invest in the full pads, you definitely can do the ink cubes, especially when you're doing them on small stamps like this. Okay. I'm going to flip it, stamp it again. My little mass production. What would work to mark the back of your stamp with marker due north? I've done that, and I usually do it with just a Sharpie dot. So this way it's easy to lay it down. It's a good idea. And a Sharpie won't hurt it at all. And if for any reason you don't like the Sharpie on there, you can get rid of it with a little bit of Gina K Design stamp cleaner, or actually even better yet, a little rubbing alcohol. Okay. Now I think I'm going to just stamp these two images by hand. So I'll start with this one that's already ready to go. Did I stamp that with faded brick or dark carnation? Oh my gosh, I stamped it with the wrong color. Look, it's a different color than this. Oh man. All right, maybe we'll just do 2 flowers in this layout tonight. We're good. That's what we're doing. We're doing 2 flowers. So my layout will be a little sparse. Yes, this is just purple tape. You can use washi tape. It just makes a little handle. It makes it easy to pick up your magnet. Yeah, hand sanitizer too. Oh, I didn't know dry erase markers took Sharpie off. That's very interesting to know. I'm going to get my head here. There we go. Ooh, good stamping there. That's true. They don't have to be twins. You're right. But let me see if I can do it. I'll challenge myself to make a simple card layout tonight around the heart, because we still have the heart to do. All right, and this one, same way. I do have to get right on top. So again, I apologize for my head. There we go. All right, now I'm not going to stamp any green on this yet, because here's the thing, and this is important to know. When you're die cutting this flower, if you stamp the green now, you might not stamp it in the right place to be able to cut it out. And here's why. Because the die itself cuts the entire thing out. See that? It cuts the entire thing out. So here is where I'm going to put my little, I call it like a little collar. I'm going to stamp that in there. And then I've got to stamp the stem. Well, all it has to be is a little bit off, and you'll never be able to cut it right. So here is where I stop and I die cut. So that's what we're going to do next. And while we're die cutting, I'm going to cut the heart too. Might as well get the die cutting machine out and do the whole thing. I have ink everywhere. Let me move all the colors I don't want to use. And if I end up feeling like I really need to make another flower, I know you'll hang in there with me. Okay. Yeah, I think we've got a pretty good feed going tonight. I'm watching it actually on my phone here on YouTube, and I haven't seen one glitch so far. I hate to say that because the minute I say it, something glitches. But I checked our upload speed, and it is cranking fast tonight, so we should be fine. All right. So if you are having trouble, I hate to say that. I hate to say it's you, but it actually could be your area might be a little overloaded tonight with people getting home from work and everybody jumping on the internet. So I apologize for that, but I do know tonight that it's not us. What a fiasco that was, trying to get that figured out. All right, so I'm going to cut these both out together. And I'm going to be gentle. I could tape them down with some washi tape, but I'm going to live on the edge. Oh. Oh, yeah, I could use my first sample. Very good thinking. I'm going to do that. This way I have that extra one. I didn't stamp it as well as I stamped these two, but that's all right. In a pinch, she will be a nice addition, and she's a little bit more free. The other ones I gave 2 stampings on the back, first color, but we can hide her. That was a great idea. Thank you. Yeah, I know technology is not always our friend, but tonight it seems to be friendly, so I'm happy about that. All right, so we've got a couple little flowers there. And now I'm going to start on the greenery. So let me move this back here. And I don't need my my Misty for this, but I am going to zoom in a little bit so you can see this a little more closely. How's that? Is that pretty good? So I've got Jelly Bean Green and Fresh Asparagus as my colors. And I'm going to first stamp the little outline of the collar on that flower. I love this little set. So the outline is going to be in my darker green. So I'm going to do that with Fresh Asparagus. That right on there. There we go. You can see that. I could have gone up a little higher, but that's not bad. Remember the motto. It's better than horrible. That's all it needs to be. Now I'm going to fill that in with some jelly bean. There we go. Love it. And then I'm going to stamp the stem. So you can see why it makes it a lot easier to stamp to cut these first. Because if this stem was off, you'd be driving yourself crazy trying to cut it out, thinking, oh, it doesn't line up, it doesn't line up. So let's just get that in there. I went with Fresh Asparagus for the stem. Close enough. Okay. But if I had stamped it on the cardstock like that, you can see what I mean. You'd never be able to cut it out. Now let's go ahead and stamp some of the other greenery in here. So we're going to use this image right here. And we're going to stamp it a couple times. I love this image and I like to use it more than once on each card. So I'm going to stamp that and stamp it again. Woo! Thank goodness that didn't ruin the bottom there, but it didn't ruin anything else. And then I'm going to stamp the same color. I'm going to stamp these 2 little things. These kind of look like lemons or limes, but they're leaves. So I'm going to, and there is a right direction because they're a little wonky. So you want to match this outline with this inset. Same over here. So I will stamp this one first. Here. I'm going to need a couple of these. I mean, a few of these. More than a couple. So excited to be using scraps tonight. It was worth it. I can't believe I did throw out the really small ones, like the ones that just, they weren't enough to do too much to, except maybe a tiny little strip sentiment. And I thought, I'm going to actually do these 2 over here. I stamped more than I needed, but I can save them. Now I'm going to do the inside parts. So for this side, I'm going to use that one. I have to turn it over to look at it to remember. And we're going to go with the lighter green, which is the jelly bean. Now, for those of you that are big fans of those spruce colors, they would look great with this too. And actually, you could mix them up even more. You could do light and medium spruce on some leaves and medium and dark spruce on others, and they would all coordinate really nicely together. So I'm going to do this right on the line, like that. And again, it's super easy to see. This is some good old-fashioned stamping tonight. We're really getting into the stamping. Sometimes I get on ink blending. I'm sure you guys are like this too. You get on something like ink blending and stencils and foiling and all these other fun things, and you're like, my goodness, I haven't stamped anything for a long time. So it kind of feels good to stamp a little bit. Give the ink pads a workout. Okay, that was not good. Can I do it? I don't know. Good enough. They'll be tucked under so you won't see them. And this is a very whimsical little stamp set anyway. It's roses, but it's really whimsical roses. I guess I still need my jelly bean because I got to do these. Avocados. Yeah, Karen, they do look like avocados. All right, and these are going to go right on. These are actually, I think, easier to see on the Polygel. The Polygel, that's my nails. The Poly-Glaze. All right. Rena did Polygel nails on me, so now I have that in my brain. All right. Very easy. Oh, I know. I'm so excited for all your kits to get there, too. Our team is working so hard to get all those orders out. And we're working our way through, and we really appreciate your patience. Now let's give these a little die cutting, and then we will cut that heart out because I forgot about that last time. All right, Tom, so I'm going to cut all of these out, and while I do that, do you have any words of wisdom tonight? We haven't had a word of the day for a long time.
Okay, so word of the day for today is, so there's this principle in real estate. It's called the highest and best use, and it's kind of like, you know, if you have, for instance, a bunch of property that's kind of zoned commercial, and then there's one little piece of property in the middle, the highest and best use of that property is probably going to be not to put like a house there, to put another commercial property. That would be the highest and best use. So I see that principle in words a lot.
Uh-oh.
Where you know, the word should have been used in a better way. Like, for instance, the word bunions. Okay, bunion. You all know what that is. That's like,
yes,
you know.
we do.
It's when your feet kind of get bent, and I hear they're pretty painful.
Yes.
And so bunions, that somebody said those are bunions way back in the history. I'm sure you could find. But I think highest and best use for that word would have been for the onion bun. You know, the onion bun, the beloved onion bun. They're so good. And couldn't you just say, you know, can you just see going, I'm going out, going to get a quart of milk, and I'll pick up some of those bunions while I'm at it. Yeah. I think they're fresh today. So that's my word.
This is the same premise as your, instead of hemorrhoids, asteroids.
Highest and best use. Yes.
And they should have been called asteroids.
It's a more efficient use of the language, and somewhere along the way, it just, you know, things. So, word of the day.
Well, thanks, Tom. It fades away into the dead space. All right, I think that's all the ones I'm going to cut here. So you can see they cut super easy too, and real easy to see. I'm not going to get over the bunions for a while, I don't think. All right, so now I'm going to cut a heart. And again, this heart, I think I said this on release party night, but that was a long video, and a lot of you probably fell asleep halfway through. So I'll say it again. When you're cutting this heart, you might want to add an extra shim because it is super detailed. And so the way I would do that is I would just, first of all, rather than put it in the center of your die cutting machine, put it off to one side or the other. They seem to cut better that way. And also do it blade side up. Don't turn it over and cut the paper this way. Instead, put the die here and then lay your cardstock on top. Then get your plate on there and then add one little shim of cardstock just to get a little more pressure on it. Alice, it's a husband thing, the word logic. Somebody said, I just saw it go by really fast and I didn't catch her name, but she's like, now I'm hungry for bunions. That's so funny. All right, so I think I got a good cut on that. You can see that looks like it's cut out pretty well. Now, if you're worried, you can always go through after you take it out of the paper and just give it one more pass through just to make sure. Then you don't have to worry about it at all. And I'm going to keep this. All right. So let's just see. Poke the bottom hole and then just peel it out. That's the best way to get it out. Just poke that bottom hole and then you can just gently peel it out. Everything drops out pretty easily. You might have a few that you have to poke. But for the most part, there it is. Isn't that pretty? I love that die. Now this is kind of a mess, but actually one thing that helps is just dropping it on your table like that, and it cleans it out pretty well. But then of course you've got confetti all over the place. So you can see I only have one little spot that didn't release, and that cleaned it all out. And then you can just take a little, I've seen these cute little table vacuums. I don't know if you guys have seen those. I've seen them advertised. Maybe it's maybe the algorithm knows that I need one or something, but I really want to get one of those because I think it would be a really fun and easy way to just clean up a mess like this. I'll just do it real quick this way, and I'll just put them all in my trash can. This is actually cute shaker fill, isn't it? That would be very cute shaker fill if you ink blended it first. Okay, or cut it out in, like, I don't know, glitter paper or metallic paper. The die drop. Yep, got to do the die drop. Okay, let's grab another piece of paper out of here. Well, I'm really getting into the scraps. And why don't we cut out a Master Layouts 2? I want to take a look at Master Layouts 2 here. I think that will be very pretty. We could do it either way. We could do it this way, or we could do it horizontal. We'll cut out one of those. We'll cut out a black panel. I don't know where my black panel one went. Oh no, I think I mixed it up in here. Oh, I put it in Master Layouts 1 by mistake. I think that's it. It has to be it because it's got so much black cardstock stuck in it. That has to be it. Yeah, that'll work. Alrighty, we'll cut these out. Oh, somebody has a bunion information. Came from a Greek word for turnip. Really? People were eating bunions back then. Tom, you aren't that far off. Mm-hmm. Alrighty, let's cut this. Oh yeah, you could definitely put press and seal in there. That would definitely help to prevent that mess. Okay. And then I will take a black piece from my stash of black cardstock. I hope these might already be pre-cut. They are not. They're close. I'm going to make use of this. I'm telling you, in a couple of weeks, we're going to come back and look at this bin, and it's going to be way down, and I'm going to feel so accomplished by using up my scraps. Scraps are just like, I don't know. I look at scraps, and I just feel the need to use them. Okay. You have a table brush and a dustpan? That's a good idea, Julie. Very good idea. All right. So these go together. Remember I told you guys I was going to get some plates just for my white cardstock? I finally ordered them, so they should be here. And then I need you guys to scream at me if I use those plates with any other color than white. Just because it makes my cardstock dirty. You don't have to do that. That's just a me thing. All right. So what direction do we want to go today? Do we want to go on the horizontal like this? I think that would be pretty to do. And then we'll build a nice little bouquet of flowers around the perimeter there. Let's do that. So what we are going to do then is we're going to position this kind of in the middle here. I think that's in the middle. And I think that's straight. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll hold it up to the light. I know you can't see that, but you might be able to see what I'm doing here. I'm holding it up to the light because I can see if it's centered this way. And it looks like it is. So I'm going to look one more time. I can actually lay this here and see how that looks. Yeah, I think that'll be good. One more time. Got to look in the light. Yeah, it looks nice. And then I'm going to put a little masking magic down. Oh, I should have gotten that out before I had to let go. I'm not going to let go. There we go. So I have my masking magic strips here. I want to use masking magic strip instead of washi tape for this because I do not want this to tear my cardstock. And then I'm going to use a Post-it note right down here to just block that off. And up here and here. And you can reuse these Post-it notes. You just shouldn't reuse them right away while they're still wet. And now I'm going to do a little bit of ink blending in there. I just need to get a brush. Here's a brush. So I think I'll go with a little bit of the light Carnation. I want to go with the lightest color. Just add a little light pink in there. Because I want to get a little color behind this heart. And I don't even care if it ekes or oozes out. Ekes out. I've eked out of things. Eked my way out. I don't want it to be too dark because I don't want to take away from the flowers, but you can see that that gives us a nice little bit of shading behind there. You could also do a rainbow, whatever you want back here. Go. And I'll put those away for later because I will use those again. And that just gave me a nice little heart back there that I can glue this right on top of. And then I've got that nice shaded. And if I had used cardstock back there, it wouldn't be the exact shade that I wanted. But this gives me the perfect combination of shading. It might be a little bit too harsh, and it wouldn't have that little bit of like that ink blended appeal that we all love. We love that softness that ink blending gives us. So I'm going to use my Connect glue for this, and I'm just going to use a super skinny line around the perimeter. There we go. And then I'm going to go around each circle. I'm just getting it into all of the places that are more solid. I'm not worrying about the super fine lines of this. I'm just giving it different areas where I know it'll tack everything down. Okay. And then if you want, you can use an acrylic block to put a little pressure on it. And see, I kind of like that you can see a little of that color coming out from around the outside. It is that I just didn't nail it, but I think it's okay. It still gives it a little dimension. And then this whole thing is going to go onto my black layer. My tape. I could have used a foil sheet behind here, which would have been very pretty as well. But this is going to keep it very simple tonight. And I think let's just take a look at a green card base for this. Let's just look and see how that looks. Because remember, we're going to have lots of pink in there and then the little bit of green in there. Too much? Yeah, I think it's too bright. I think it's too much. I think the best color is actually innocent pink. If we wanted to kind of stick with that soft pink look, that would be pretty. Or we can just go straight ahead white, since I've already done a pink card, because this has white. I didn't use pink here. This is just, I did pink on the flowers. So let's do this pink, innocent pink. Because depending on how lightly you blend light carnation, it does blend really nicely. It complements innocent pink very nicely. So I'm just going to cut a half sheet. And then I'm going to score this. You like the green? You guys like the green? All right. We'll look at it. Maybe it was just too much green for my eyeballs all at once. I actually think if we're going to go green, we should go with the dark green, like the fresh asparagus, to really accent that. Okay, there's the pink. Let's try fresh asparagus and see what that looks like. I actually have a piece here because we've got so much jelly bean, and that'll bring out the little dark bits of fresh asparagus. That might work out really well. Let me score this one. I couldn't find my score buddy, and it was right in front of my face. Ooh, some people look at that horrible cut. What was I doing there? Was I drinking when I cut that? Was there sangria, fruit salad in the house? There might have been. That is a horrible cut. My goodness. Okay, I'm not cutting very well tonight, and I have not had any fruit salad, so I don't know what's going on. We'll try the green. I know a lot of you like the pink. A lot of you say no green. But we'll have to look at it. Sometimes you just don't know how it's going to look until you see it. Me and my fruit salad. Wine is fruit salad too. It's grapes. All right, so there it is on the green. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Oh, gray. Yeah, gray might work. Gray would be pretty too. Good thinking. So you get a lot of the pink from these flowers in there, and then the green doesn't look so horrible. Yeah, I think I like the pink better. I think the pink just looks softer. I don't know about purple. I don't know. I don't think purple. I'll grab a piece and we'll look. No, I don't think the purple is for me. I'm not saying it's not nice, but I'm saying it's not my thing. Let's just take a look at gray. I've got just stormy sky here. It's the only gray I have, so it might be too dark. Ooh. What do you think of gray? That's a dark gray. I don't have any soft stone. That's really the right color. I don't want to send Tom all over the warehouse looking for soft stone. This is soft stone. This is what soft stone would look like. And I think soft stone would be a really nice color for it. Yeah. So Tom, you want to run all over the warehouse and see if we have any soft stone? No, you don't have to. You don't have to. We will suffer it out tonight. In fact, what we'll do is we'll make it like it's a card, but we'll just do it on a... Oh, I know what we can do. I have an idea. This is a good idea. Since we don't have the color we want, but we have a half of it, we'll just make a card front and we'll glue it onto the pink. This way it'll be pink and gray. Okay? So in other words, we'll glue this gray onto this, and then when they open it, it'll be pink inside. Sound like a plan? And we'll go with the light gray. All right, that's the best of all the worlds, I think. So we'll try that. I do like that, actually, because I think it's muted, and yeah, a white card base would look great. It always looks great. White always looks great, but I'm just in the mood for some color tonight. So we're gonna do it this way. And then we'll have that on the inside. There we go. Yeah, another good use for your scraps, right? So you can have the right color card base, even though we don't have the right card base. Okay, so we'll do, I love this little wraparound kind of thing where we wrap the flowers around the heart. You know I love this layout. Can't help myself. I want to do it so much. And I love the extra flower in there. We'll hide that one a little bit. We'll get this under here. We'll have to do one up here for sure. This is coming out kind of nice here. I like when I'm doing the two leaves, I like the little stripe on the bottom to go in the same direction. And I think we could probably just use one over here. Like that. Maybe two. There we go. All right, so that's going to be my layout. And then I think you could stamp your greeting over here. And let me show you what that would look like just by using the stamp set. You know, you could put best friends forever. You could put birthday blessings. You could put hello friend right over here. Or you could use one of the strip sentiments from the kit. And let's see, I will find one. Here is one that I actually foiled using some, this is radiant red foil. And you could just lay that right across. Life is better with you. But I think I'll stamp one tonight. And then I promise on Thursday, it's going to be foil. We're going to be doing some foiling on Thursday for sure. Because I know more of you will have your Poly-Glaze sheets. And so you'll be wanting to do those, wanting to play with those. So if we do a little video with that, that'll be a lot of fun. So I'm going to just do all the undersides first. Get those where they need to be. I do like to have it go a little outside like that. Get it off the edge. You think the foiled greeting gets lost when it's placed on top of the heart? Yeah, you're probably right about that. So I think, boy, I'm doing all this and then I'm going to stamp my greeting at the end. So you guys, let's just, everybody start praying now. Because, you know, move that out a little bit more here. I'm not happy with where this is. I want it out further. Come on, let go. There we go. We're going to give away 3 cards tonight. So if you're new to Gina K Designs, my YouTube channel, and you haven't watched before, the way to win one of the cards is just to leave a comment. And Tom randomly picks winners. Somebody asked me, do you ever pick a winner from Canada? Yes, we have picked winners from Canada. We've picked winners from all over Europe. We've picked winners from Australia, New Zealand. We've picked winners. Some people stay up really late and get up really early from different parts of the world, and we pick winners from everywhere. We don't know really where you're from when we pick the winner. I mean, I know in the beginning sometimes people will say hello from sunny so and so, but we don't really remember that. Our memory isn't that good. So yeah, we just pick random winners no matter where you're from. You are eligible. I'm going to use my big tire roll here from ThermoWeb. Great foam tape. And then I'm going to do a square for each rose. This one will go first. And then I'm going to put my greeting on, so everybody just get ready. Yeah, this could definitely be a Valentine's Day card if you wanted it to. It could be a wedding card. I really designed this kit so that it was a kit that you could definitely use after Valentine's Day. But you could use it for Valentine's Day if you want, but definitely can use it for after, because Valentine's Day is just one day. And I definitely like to make anything that I design go a lot farther than just that. Is it further or farther, Tom?
What was the sentence again?
I said I'd like my kits to go a lot farther than that.
Further.
Further than that.
I believe it's further. Farther has to do when you're dealing with distance.
Oh.
And further when you're dealing with duration.
Okay. All right, I'll remember.
I think that's the case.
Probably should put another little piece under there to lift that. And I'll do that. I asked Tom, because he was an English major in his undergrad. It was a long time ago. You still remember things and stuff. There we go. I didn't even take the paper off of that. I just stuck it under there just to give it the lift. It doesn't matter because it's stuck over here. Okay, so I'm going to put my little greeting right there. Yee! Very nervous. He's a smart man. Yes, he is. Thank you all. I could have asked them because they knew too. I was the only one apparently in the dark about further versus farther. All right, get that right up there in place. I'm going to use this masking magic right here to hold it in place so it doesn't move. And then I think I'm going to use the hello friend. I think that's very delicate, and I send more cards just to friends than I do for specific things. Like I send sympathy, I do send some birthday, but I'm more likely to just drop a card in the mail to a friend. And so hello friend is one that I would use. And since I'm sending it to one of you, this makes sense. So I'm saying hello to you. So for this, I'm going to use an ink cube to ink up the greeting. And I'm going to stamp it more than once. I'm going to be very gentle because I don't want to squish the greeting because it is delicate. So I'm just going to tap it a little bit. And then that looks nice. I like that. You know what? And that doesn't like get in the way of the heart either. It shows a little more of the heart, and I like that. Let's do one more layer. I'll show you the other cards I'm going to give away tonight too. Okay. Oh, love it. And that little touch of black on the front is perfect for my little black layer. I actually made a card last week without any black, and I'm still recovering. Starting to feel better. I have green all over me, so I'm terrified to touch this card now. Right, and we'll just gently peel that masking magic off, and there's my finished card. It would look pretty with a few little sequins on there, so maybe I'll put a few. No, you know what would look pretty with? Pearls. Look at my pearl dish. It's got all kinds of die cut pieces in it, but we're gonna muscle through that. We're gonna add a couple little pearls, just one right here, one right here, and one over here. These are the Gina K Designs white pearls. I have to look at the different ones that are in here. I want to go small, definitely. I need a small one. When you're using your pick and stick tool, do not put a lot of pressure on it. You will break the wax. This is just wax, and it doesn't need a lot of pressure. And when you're picking up pearls and stuff, just go straight down onto the pearl. Straight down. It's hard to pick it up side view. And if it's a sticky plate like this, it makes it even harder. Just a couple little pearls in there. That's really nice. Could also put pearls in the center of these if you wanted, but I think I'm going to leave it there. Maybe I'll just sprinkle a couple more. I'll do one. No, I think I'm going to leave it. 3 is good. I can overdo it. Sometimes you have to know when to just walk away. But the little pearls, I feel like they're elegant for this kind of card. All right, so we'll take a look at this card. We're going to give away this card tonight. We're also going to give away this card that I made with Sammy. We're going to give away this one. These are all using the kit. We're going to give away this one. And then we're going to give away this one that I made on release party night with all the foil on it from the Poly-Glaze foiling sheets. Isn't that pretty? Love the shine on that. I don't know. I just freaked out the camera, I think. Oh, that's so pretty. So the Poly-Glaze, if you haven't seen this yet, make sure you watch the release party video, because all the parts that I stamped in the darkest colors are actually, there's a Poly-Glaze pack for that you can foil them and then stamp the other 2 colors on there. So if you love the sparkle and shine, that's a nice way to get that in. Okay, Tom, so we're going to give these 3 cards away. So let's start with the one that I made tonight. This one is my pride and joy for tonight.
All right, the cheesy drum roll, please. And the winners randomly drawn from our crafter burners tonight. Number 1 is Tammy Green Millet.
Tammy.
Tammy Green.
Congratulations. Yay, Tammy. This one goes to you. And I'll give instructions at the end. Okay. So the next card we're going to give away is the Lilac Peony card.
Okay, the lilac card goes to Tanya Jupp.
Tanya,
Jupp.
Congratulations. Tanya, this goes to you. And then our final card with the foil, all that shiny foil. I just love doing that. Can I just do that for a little bit? Love that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Who gets this one?
This beauty goes to Mary Kaiser. Mary Kaiser.
Congratulations, Mary. And to all our winners, you guys get these cards. All you have to do is send your name and address to info@GinaKDesigns.com, and I'll get those right out to you tomorrow. If you send it in tomorrow, I'll get them right out. Okay, and I also list the names here on YouTube in the description. I go back and edit the description with all the products that I used and everything. So those names will be there as well. All right, everybody. Well, this was so much fun. We had a great time with you. Thank you so much for all your patience while we were getting our internet straightened out. seems to be running pretty well. I'll keep my fingers crossed and I'll knock on wood. Tom and I will be back on Thursday for a crafternoon sesh. We'll be using some of the Poly-Glaze foil. So I hope you'll join us for that. And then I will hopefully be back over the weekend with another 5-minute card video. Until then, everybody, stay safe and healthy. We love you all so very much. And we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.